Welcome to our hotel room here in Auckland. Today is our 5th day in managed isolation. As you would know from watching the previous 2 videos that I have uploaded, we made the decision to leave England and to return to New Zealand because of 2020 as a whole and coronavirus and everything like that. And so we packed up our flat in England, sold most of the stuff, sent other things back via ship, and then jumped on an aeroplane and flew to New Zealand. And as per the requirements here in New Zealand, you have to have 2 weeks of managed isolation before you can go out and return to normal life, I guess. Pretty much what has happened is we landed in New Zealand, and then the first thing we had to do was like a bit of a health check where they took our temperature and asked if we'd had any of the symptoms and stuff like that, which obviously was all no's. And then we went through normal passport security and got our suitcases and customs and all that kind of thing. And then we jumped on a bus from the airport, which only had 20 people in it total, which brought us into central Auckland, to the hotel that we are all staying in for the 2-week duration of our isolation. They unloaded our bags, and then like bubble by bubble we got off the bus, collected our bags, kind of checked into the hotel as we normally would, and then sat down with one of the like hotel people or the house people, depending who you ended up with, and they told us, kind of gave us the blow by blow of what's happening and all that jazz and how things work. And then we came up to our rooms and had something to eat and had dinner and then went to sleep because, you know, jet lag. Pretty much what happens while we are in isolation, I will tell you about that. You get 3 meals a day delivered to our room: breakfast, lunch and dinner, and there's all like 3 courses, so you have like a side or a starter, however you want to look at it, and then a main and a dessert, and you can pick out of say 3 or 4 options depending on the meal of the day and whatnot. And they all come to the room, they put them outside the door and they knock on the door, and then you pick them up, and then that's that. So it's all things that can just be thrown away and stuff, because obviously they're being super cautious about the spread of COVID-19. Pretty much every day a nurse comes along for a health check where she asks if we've had any of the symptoms and checks our temperature, and then we carry on with the day. And also on the 3rd and the 12th days of our stay, we'd have a swab test that they do to see if we've got COVID. So we had ours the other day, and it's like they stick a thing up your nose and like do it, and then we're pretty much waiting to hear about the results from that one. There is also somewhere downstairs in their the hotel's functions area where we can go for walks and walk around and escape the room pretty much. But anytime you're outside of the room, you have to be wearing a surgical face mask, not like the fabric ones that we all got for in London and when we were traveling back. I won't show you that because there's other people down there and that's just strange. Don't really want to carry my camera around. It's weird. Otherwise, they pretty much just hang out in our room and chill and do what we want to do. So we're pretty much just waiting for the day that we can go home and return to Tauranga. And yeah, it's like a nice hotel and all well looked after and everything like that. I will give you a brief tour of our little room, not that it's overly exciting, but I'll do it anyway for, you know, something. This is the room that we're spending the 2 weeks in.
it's a room. Here we go. We have a cupboard and it's got like ironing board and normal hotel things. Got towels drying in there because not enough towel racks in the bathroom. This is the bathroom. We've got shower bath and toilet and normal. It's a bathroom in a hotel. We have 2 double or queen size beds, so that's nice. We both can starfish while we sleep. A big TV, ta-da, big TV, a desk, a Candace. And from our window you can see like Albert Park, and there's the Sky Tower and basically Central Auckland. But the other day was my birthday and Candace wrote on our meal order thing birthday, and my mum rang up saying as well, and then they brought in a little cake and some Prosecco and, or some sparkling wine and stuff, so that was very sweet of them. I will put in the pictures of that here. Thank you for that. It's very nice. I will add in some time lapses because we can see the Sky Tower and Auckland City from our window. Good morning everybody. Today we are leaving our managed isolation hotel and heading home to Tauranga, which is nice, be good to go home, not have to wear masks. So that's all in stuck on. We're just waiting. We don't leave until 11:30ish. Well, 11:26 was the time we were given, to the minute. Weirdly specific. My mum and Candace's mum are on their way up in the same car because we live next to each other, but are on their way up from Tauranga to come get us. I did not film as much as I thought that I would during our time in quarantine. I just didn't. I tried to film thunder and lightning that happened, but every single time I turned the camera on, it stopped. So typical. The whole quarantine thing, let's discuss that for a minute. One, I don't really understand why people keep trying to escape, and it's not like it's a difficult thing to do. You just get to chill in your room for 2 weeks with food literally being delivered to you. You could watch all the movies and TV shows that you want and no one will judge you. There, as I said at the beginning, there's a place to go walking in their functions room here. Didn't take you guys down there because there's always people down there and that would just be weird and slightly rude, so didn't take you down, but go walk around. It was not like the biggest space, so you know that's it. But we are in a hotel literally in Central Auckland, so what else do you expect? All the food was really nice. There's not really, like, the only thing is that you're kind of just in the four walls of your room most of the time, and you're not really interacting with anybody else outside of your room. So we had to do 2 COVID tests, and one of them was on my birthday. Great. And both of them came back negative. I don't know what else I can say, but all the staff are all super lovely. The healthcare staff didn't really interact with the military staff that are here, not very often, and the hotel staff also really nice. We ended up moving the desk, which was over there, to between the beds, like so that we could both actually use it instead of use it as a table and like eat and like be on our computers and like craft and do shit. So yeah, we moved now. Now we're gonna have to, once Candace has moved her suitcase, move it back. And now I'm back home. See? Bookcase. Books. We're picked up by my mum and by Candace's mum and drove from Auckland back to Tauranga. That was it. It took us about 30 years to get down the elevators because everybody else that had been on our flight was also leaving at about the same time. At the end, what happens is that a nurse comes and does the final check, and then once you're all good, so you know and as long as your second COVID test came back negative, you're all good, and you collect up all your stuff, and you get a piece of paper which you have to go down and give to someone from the armed forces that is there, and they take it and then do stuff, and you get another piece of paper, and then you check out of the hotel, and then you go and give somebody else that piece of paper, and then you can leave. It's like a whole thing. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions about what the managed isolation or quarantine or whatever you want to call it was like, then leave them in the comment section down below, and I will do my best to answer them to the best of my knowledge. But I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave your questions down below, and subscribe and ring the bell to get notified every single time I upload a video. There's going to be a whole lot of videos about New Zealand from now on, so yay. And I've got a little trip coming up too, which I'm going to vlog obviously. So definitely subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified every single Saturday when I upload a new video. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, but until then, remember to explore all you see, laugh out loud, and live your dreams. Okay. Bye!